But if I look at this entire Islamic world to begin with, Malaysia is the only country where, despite the Islamic finance being, introduced 20 years ago, it has reached close to 20% of the total banking assets. This does not actually provide us a counterfactual to test the hypothesis of relative financial stability of the Islamic system, that even in countries such as Malaysia, which is ahead of everybody else, only 20% of their banking assets are under the Islamic system. Now, if you look at the financial inclusion and you compare Pakistan, for example, 10 years ago when we introduced Islamic finance, and 10 years later when we have 12% of the banking assets, there hasn't been much change, either in poverty elimination or inclusive finance. According to the State Bank, only 23% of the people in Pakistan have any access to the formal finance. Poverty has not been reduced to the extent we would expect, and inequalities actually are rising in this country, although we don't have very hard data, but casual empiricism suggests that this is not the case. So if the major objective of Islamic finance, in my mind, is that access to finance is available to all segments of the society, and it's only through inclusive finance that assets can be created which will take to the wealth and income generation, and then the distribution of that income and the wealth will take place equitably, then we can say that economic inequalities and poverty will be reduced. Unfortunately, this has not been the case. And we have not reached even to the level of expectations with which we started Islamic finance in this country. Why is that? I would submit very humbly that the Islamic banks have continued to tread along the same path as the commercial banks on a conventional banking. And they are only reaching out to the corporates, large firms, high net worth individuals, and big name borrowers or trade financing. They have not deployed their assets, although they are very liquid. They have a lot of deposits, which are like the current account deposits, zero funding cost for the benefit of the small and medium enterprises. They have not reached out to the small farmers who need seeds, fertilizers, and other inputs in order to increase their productivity. They have not invested in low-cost housing, despite a very attractive product which is diminishing musharaka, where the equity is built up as you keep paying your installments. They have not gone for educational financing at higher educational institutions for the poor students. None of this has been done by Islamic finance. Most popular mode of financing today is murabaha, which is really not what Islamic finance is all about. These sectors which will lead to income inequality reduction and poverty have been neglected by the Islamic finance. To me, until this takes place, I would not be satisfied whatever the Islamic banking industry professes. I will not be happy that they are doing their job. And to me, the main reason for this disconnect between the promise and the maqasid of Islamic finance and its actual operation lies in the mindset and attitudes of the professionals in the Islamic finance industry. Right from the top management to the branch manager, they are mainly drawn from the conventional banks. Their training and experience are based on credit appraisal using security, collateral, documentary evidence as the main tools. Instead, in Islamic banking, you have to look at the character and antecedents of the borrowers, what type of business they are doing, whether they are able to repay when the installment is due. So you have to look deeper into the business. But no Islamic banker worth his name is actually doing this. They are still relying on the pieces of paper. We have bankers who have grounding in Sharia and Islamic jurisprudence, and Sharia scholars who do not have formal training in and exposure in banking and finance. We need professionals who combine expertise in both Sharia as well as banking and finance, ingrained in them, not add on them. And to develop this new breed of professionals and to inculcate this new mindset and attitude, we have all combined hands with the SPP and the 3 business schools of the country to form these centers for excellence in Islamic finance. And I hope these centers will not only produce MBAs and PhDs in Islamic finance, but also change the mindsets and the attitudes of these students, and also the existing professionals through training, short-term training, and not only in the skills and the content, but also how they should appraise the credit which they are administering to the borrowers, so that the attention is diverted towards the underserved sectors and the less privileged communities of the society. Unless we are able to do that, I don't think these centers will be able to perform. We will produce a lot of MOUs, we will produce a lot of degrees of Durham and Burnell and all that, but we will not be able to reach out to the exact maqsad of Islamic finance. So I hope that all of us will work together, not to mimic what is happening in the conventional banking, but to produce a new breed of Islamic finance who are committed to the maqasid of Islamic finance and who display that by their deeds. I wish the center the best of luck and success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now call upon the research chair of this conference, Dr. Shafiullah Jan, to come up on the stage and deliver the vote of thanks.
Assalamu alaikum. Before I say a word of thanks, I would like to share exciting news with you. We have a next conference planned at Durham University. The dates have not been confirmed yet, but possibly will be in the end of May. So everybody is invited, and we will be sending call for the papers as well. So I look forward to seeing you, all the academics there, and the bankers. I would like to extend a word of thanks to everybody who have contributed to this, the success of organizing this conference. I will also like to acknowledge all the scholars who have presented their papers, who will be presenting their papers. I'm also thankful to all the financial institutions who have shown their enthusiasm to make this conference to happen, and I look forward that I hope that we will have something really great in the future. I'm also thankful to our guests, all the scholars, all the banks in the end, for showing here and making this event happen. The title would be Islamic Finance and Sustainable Development. We will accept both the conceptual papers and empirical papers. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
May I now request Dr. Mohsin and Dr. Ishrat to kindly come forward, and Dr. Mohsin will present a sheet to Dr. Ishrat.
यही मैंने आज अर्ज़ किया कि हमने शुरू तो इसलिए किया था कि इस्लामिक फाइनेंस जो है वो कन्वेंशनल बैंकों के मुकाबले में गुर्बत के खात्मे में और जो हमारी इनकम इनइक्वालिटीज़ हैं, गरीब और अमीर के दरमियान फ़र्क है, उसको ख़त्म करेंगी। लेकिन अभी 10-12 साल के बाद भी अभी तक इस्लामिक बैंकों ने ये काम नहीं किया है। ना वो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस को बोरोइंग की तरफ लेके गए हैं, ना स्मॉल फार्मर को, छोटे फार्मर को लेके गए हैं, उनकी जो ज़रूरियात हैं वो पूरी की हैं, या गरीब फैमिलीज़ के जो अच्छे बच्चे हैं यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में और मेडिकल कॉलेज में पढ़ रहे हैं, उनको ज़रूरत होती है फाइनेंसिंग की, वो पूरी नहीं कर रहे। ना ये जो हमारी लो कॉस्ट हाउसिंग है उसकी तरफ गए हैं। जब तक इस तरफ इनकी तवज्जो नहीं जाएगी, हमें जो तवक्कुआत इस्लामिक फाइनेंस से हैं वो पूरी नहीं हो सकती। वो खाली वही काम कर रहे हैं जो कि कन्वेंशनल बैंक कर रहे हैं। ये इस्लामिक बैंकिंग का तकाज़ा नहीं है। हमारी इनकी तरबियत जो हुई है, वो ट्रेनिंग जो हुई है, इनकी एक्सपीरियंस जो हुई है, वो सारी कन्वेंशनल बैंकिंग की। अब हमने ये सेंटर्स बनाए हैं, एक IMS पेशावर में, एक लफ्ज़ लाहौर में, एक IBA कराची में, जहाँ हम इनकी ट्रेनिंग करेंगे कि इसको असल माने में इस्लामिक बैंकर बनाया जाए, ताकि इनका जो माइंड सेट है और इनका जो सोचने का अंदाज़ है वो बिल्कुल मुख्तलिफ हो।
डॉक्टर साहब, दो चीज़ें, एक तो हम सुनते हैं कि पाकिस्तान इज़ अ इमर्जिंग इकॉनमी, राइजिंग इकॉनमी, प्रॉमिसिंग इकॉनमी।
Just a minute. Thank you so much. Seems like you're really enjoying your tea, but there will be a photo session for keynote speakers first at 12:30. So kindly be ready, and then we will have a group photo for presenters. So carry on.
सामने देखिएगा।